Hello everyone, my name is Megan and I'm currently in EDC 262, and today we are going to be doing a statistical investigation about the state of the US education in 2015. So what is a statistical investigation? So it's a process that focuses on answering questions through data. It's performed in order to seek and discover meaning about an observed aspect in the real world. So there's 4 phases of statistical investigation that we're going to do. So we are going to pose questions, we are going to collect data, we're going to analyze data, and then we're going to interpret our results. So these are some things that we should keep in mind while we do this. So this is what we call statistical habits of mind. Always consider the context of the data, ensure the best measure of an attribute of interest, anticipate, look for, and describe variation, attend to sampling issues, embrace uncertainty, but build confidence in interpretations, use several visual and numerical representations to make sense of data, and be skeptic throughout an investigation. The website called CodeApp, and I'm going to teach you how to use it before we start analyzing all of our data. So we have a table here. This is all the data that we're going to need. So it has states, census region, census division, expenditure per student, average salary, all this. So I'm just going to put the census region. You just drag and you can put it on either axis. So I'm going to put it on this axis and I'm going to compare it. Let's compare it to number of graduates. So then I can put that over there. And right now I'm looking at a bunch of dots. And I really enjoy looking at bar graphs. So we're going to look at bar graphs for all of our data today. So you can do that by clicking on this. So you can do group into bins if you want. We're going to stick with bar graphs. Here's some just different display things. If you want to change the colors, you can do pink, purple. Let's go with pink for right now. That's pretty cute. And then if we go to the ruler, you can decide what you want to show on this graph. So I'm going to show the mean. You can also show the absolute deviation. You can add some box plots on there. Median. So you have 2 different lines on there. You can show the measure labels. So I know I'm going to do this later, just so that you can see, just because these are just lines. So at least we can see what the averages are. You can look at percents, count, all that. And when you're done with this graph, you can just click and drag different things onto your graph. So I just drag number of teachers. So again, what you're going to do is you're just going to click on whatever you want, drag it to what axis you want it on, and then it's going to present the data like that. We don't really need this text, so that's just kind of busy stuff that we can exit out. And the map, again, we're not going to be looking at the map, so you can just X that out just to take away all the distractions. So we're going to look at teacher salaries. So where do I get paid the most? Obviously, we're going to be looking at the South, the Northeast, Midwest, all that. And my dream personally is to live in Florida, but it's not, if the salaries aren't great down there, then it's probably not the best place to live. So we have to look at more than just where we want to live, and we have to look at the given factors. So here are teacher salaries versus the census region. So in the South, the low salary is $42,000. The high is $73,000. In the West, it's $44,000 for the low, and the high is $71,000. In the Northeast, the low is $49,000, and the high is 76,000. And then in the Midwest, the low is 40,000 and the high is 62,000. So I have all the means, so the averages of each set displayed as well. So the Northeast, why both numbers are highlighted in green is because Maine has the highest low. So that's really good. Even if I were to get paid that much, that's still the highest out of all 4 regions. And the high, they have the highest high. And in the Midwest, they have the lowest low and the lowest high. So that's probably not that great. And if we look at the average of the Northeast, they also have the highest average by over $10,000. So based on our data, the Northeast would probably be the best place to live. For question 2, explore other quantitative attributes in this data set and compare distributions for the South and the West. So based on the data you have examined, in which region do states seem to have good teaching conditions in their schools? So some things that I decided to look at were students per teacher. So how much attention is each student getting? You don't want too many students in your class, otherwise you won't be able to help them all. Expenditure per student, so how much is each area providing for their students? Do they care a lot or a little about the quality of their education? And then the last one is number of teachers, so how much does that region care about education and providing their students with quality care and attention? So first we're going to look at students per teacher. So we're just looking at the South and the West. You can ignore the Northeast and the Midwest. So in the South, the low is 12.3 students per teacher, and the high is 16.5 students per teacher. And then in the West, it's 12.4 students per teacher and 21.3 students per teacher. So if we look at the averages, they're pretty close, but overall the South has less students. They have the lowest low and the lowest high as well. So the South would be more ideal in this situation. Next, we have expenditure per student versus the census region. Again, we're just looking at the South and the West. So in the South, the low is 7,925. The high is 15,362. And the West, the low is 7,143, and the high is 19,244. So again, if we look at the averages, they're really, really close. But overall, the West has the highest high, and the South has the highest low. So it's pretty split. I probably would choose the West, though, just because there's more highs than there are lows. And finally, number of teachers versus census region, the South versus the West. So again, ignore the Northeast and the Midwest. In the South, the low is 6,232. The high is 334,612. And then in the West, the low is 7,454. And the high is 292,505. And if we look at those averages, the South has almost 30,000 more teachers. So I would definitely choose the South in this situation. So that is all for today, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, but I hope this video helped. Thank you.